Hey, small groups, I hope you've had a great day and I hope you're having a great evening together. Small groups are such an integral part of who we are as a church and what we're building. It's a place for us to have conversation, it's a place for us to laugh, it's a place for us to cry, it's a place for us to pray, just to level with one another, just to share our heart, to carry one another's burdens and to share in one another's joys. And so tonight, I'm really excited about this series that we're launching into, Vision. Looking at vision. Vision. What is vision? You know, some people say, or I've heard it said that vision is a picture of a future that produces excitement within you. Okay, so it's like a picture, it's like an impression of something that is ahead of us. And I think that's a good kind of definition of vision. But if I was to strip away some of the fudge there, I'd just say vision is about seeing what God sees. It's about seeing the future that he's calling us to. Sometimes that may produce excitement. Sometimes it may produce fear, like a bit of trepidation. But ultimately, God has always moved his people by using dreams and visions. It's just integral to the way that God moves. And I think that's an important thing to just acknowledge, that God is about movement. And as a church, we're about movement, and we're about moving into the fullness of all that God has. It's about moving towards his plans and purposes for our future. And so on Sunday, I really looked at the principle of setting out. Like, what is it that God is doing? What is it that God is calling us to? And I shared with you a couple of dreams that God gave me a few years ago that really challenged me. And I'm still grappling with it to this day. And I still don't fully understand all that God was saying through the dream, but I think in recent times the revelation has been this, is that God isn't building a thing, God is building a people. God is passionate about building people. And we're people, aren't we? Well, I hope you are. I mean, if you're in a small group, hopefully you're a person, not an alien or an animal. You're a person. And because you're a person, God has ingrained into your DNA a code that aligns to his purpose and plans for your life. He's given you skills and abilities to help you serve the vision of the local church. And whilst every church has subtle, unique kind of drives and different lanes that they move in, you know, there's only one church, right? The Church of Jesus Christ. And really, the vision of the church is quite simple. It's to love God, to love people, and to see people come into a living relationship with Christ. That's really the big idea. And at Sunny Hill, how we frame that is that we're a church for the one. 3 components to that. That we're for the one who is before all things. We're all about Jesus, okay? We're for the one body, the one family, the one church, okay? Us. And we're also for the one lost, the one who doesn't know Jesus yet. And I think if we rightly go after those things and desires and make that integral to who we're becoming as a church, that's when we begin to see a healthy, vibrant community of God's people that really aligns to dream number 1 that I shared on Sunday. Now, we're going to be getting into some questions tonight. Some of them are high-level questions. Some of them are more kind of forensic questions. Some of the questions speak to our destiny as a church corporately. But I also want us to think about the vision for our life personally. What is it that God is showing us? How is it that God is moving us from where we are to where he wants to put us? Vision is integral to that. Just like in Joshua 6, they didn't just go marching. They first had to see what God was doing despite the reality they were facing. And so I encourage you tonight, have an open heart, have an open mind, have open hands, and come ready to jump into this feast as your small group leader and small group host facilitate this evening. What a blessing it is to be in the house of God, because this is the house of God where 2 or 3 are gathered, then Jesus is with us in our midst. And so tonight, I'm praying that you would know his presence with you as you talk about these matters and find blessing in the challenging conversation. Iron sharpening iron, brother challenging sister, sister championing brother. It's going to be a great evening together. Be blessed.